For centuries, we've believed vampires are monsters, from myths creatures of horror stories and ancient legends. But what if one of them was real? What if the last vampire still walks among us today? His name is Gabriel Voss, born in 1723 and alive almost 300 years later. This is his story. Gabriel was born in Munich, Germany, a quiet boy living under the shadow of a violent father. At the age of 20, he was drafted into a brutal war, a pawn in the clash between empires. It was there, amidst the chaos and carnage of the Austro-Bavarian battlefields, that he first met the creature that would change his life forever. The year was 1744. The air hung thick with the smell of gunpowder and death. But another, stranger scent filled the night. Whispers spread through the camp about a dying soldier, one with skin far too pale, who seemed to stalk the tents after dark, leaving his comrades weakened and afraid. One fateful night, Gabriel was attacked. He fought back fiercely, but was overpowered, feeling a sharp, piercing pain in his neck before everything went black. He woke up the next morning, feeling strangely unharmed, except for 2 small punctures on his skin, almost like an insect bite. He dismissed it, blaming the delirium of war. But in the days that followed, a terrifying change began. A gnawing hunger took root inside him, a craving that water and stale bread could not satisfy. It was a primal, desperate need that overshadowed everything. One evening, driven by an instinct he couldn't control, he found himself drawn to a wounded soldier left behind in the chaos of a skirmish. The scent of blood was overwhelming, intoxicating. With tears streaming down his face, he drank for the first time, and in that horrifying moment of surrender, he understood. He was no longer human. After the war, Gabriel returned home, but he was no longer the boy who had left. He was different. The years passed, yet his face remained unchanged. Sickness and injury, which claimed so many around him, could not touch him. But his new existence was a curse. The sunlight, once a source of warmth and life, now felt like a searing fire on his skin, forcing him into the shadows. Animal-like instincts, a predatory awareness, pulsed beneath his skin, a constant reminder of the monster he had become. Immortality wasn't a gift. It was a cage of profound loneliness, watching everyone he knew age and wither away while he remained frozen in time. To survive, he made a pact with himself. He would only feed on those who preyed on the innocent criminals, murderers, the dregs of society. He became a dark guardian, a phantom haunting the cobblestone streets of his old German town. But the people didn't see a protector. They saw a demon, a creature of the night, whispered about in terrified tones. People feared him, but he feared himself even more. The guilt of his nature was a heavier burden than any century he had lived. Eventually, the fear and superstition grew too strong. He fled Europe, becoming a ghost lost to history, a shadow moving through time. Centuries passed, he drifted through the rise and fall of nations until he found himself in Paris in 1890. It was the Belle Époque, the age of art, and the city pulsed with life and creativity. It was there, in a dimly lit salon filled with the haunting melody of a violin, that he saw her. Her name was Alina Moreau, a violinist with fire in her eyes and a soul that seemed to dance with her music. For the first time in over a century, Gabriel felt human again. Her laughter was a light that pierced his endless darkness. He fell deeply in love. But secrets are like poison to happiness. He tried to hide his true nature, to live a lie for a chance at a normal life. But Alina saw the sadness in his eyes, the way he only came alive at night. One evening, she discovered his curse. She found him in a moment of weakness, his monstrous nature revealed. He expected her to scream, to run. Instead, she looked at him not with fear, but with compassion. She accepted him, all of him. They planned a life together, a desperate, beautiful dream of a future. But their happiness was short-lived. Hunters, fanatics who had tracked his legend across Europe, finally found him in Paris. In a violent confrontation, Alina threw herself in front of him to protect him from a silver blade. She died in his arms. Holding her lifeless body, he swore an oath of eternal solitude. He would never love again. Decades later, the world was once again consumed by war. During World War II, Gabriel hid in the heart of the beast, Berlin. He hoped to remain a ghost, but the horrors of this new era found him. The Nazi regime was not just interested in conquering nations, they were obsessed with the occult and experimented on supernatural beings to fuel their twisted ambitions. Gabriel was captured by Dr. Heinrich Krüger, a mad scientist who saw in Gabriel's immortality the key to creating an unstoppable army. "Your immortality," Krüger sneered, "will build the perfect soldier." Strapped to a cold metal table in a dark laboratory, surrounded by glowing vials and cruel instruments, Gabriel endured unimaginable torture. But Krüger underestimated the monster he had caged. Pushed to his absolute limit, Gabriel unleashed his full, terrifying power for the first time in centuries. He broke free from his iron restraints, his rage a storm of primal fury. The lab became a scene of cinematic chaos, filled with explosions, alarms, and screams. He became both hero and horror that day. In his escape, he tore through the Nazi facility, leaving a trail of destruction that inadvertently saved countless prisoners destined for Krüger's experiments. Thousands died by his hand, yet millions were saved from a darker fate. The world evolved. Technology advanced. Cities grew into sprawling neon jungles. But people, Gabriel observed, remained just as monstrous as they had always been. Today, he lives in Tokyo, a perfect place for a ghost to blend into a sea of faces. He survives on donated blood, discreetly acquired from hospitals, a modern solution to an ancient problem. He still fights, but only in the shadows, protecting the innocent from the criminals that prowl the city's underbelly. He tries to live, to exist without hurting humans, to honor the memory of Alina. He keeps a journal, a record of his endless sentence. In one entry, he writes, "Immortality is not a gift, it is a sentence. Every night, I choose to remain human." Recently, a journalist, a seeker of hidden truths, discovered him. After months of careful pursuit, she earned his trust. He agreed to tell his story, his whole story, on one condition, that his identity remain a secret. Gabriel asked only one thing of her. "Let them know," he said, his voice a low whisper carrying the weight of centuries. "Let them know vampires exist, but we are not monsters. Humans make us one." With that, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the neon-lit rain of the Tokyo night. His silhouette fading into the darkness. His heartbeat, a steady rhythm for 300 years, slows, almost to a stop. If the story of Gabriel Voss sent a chill down your spine, then imagine how many more truths remain hidden in the shadows of our world. Thank you for watching. If you believe stories like this must be told, like this video, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more dark secrets of history and beyond. Stay curious, stay brave, and remember, the night is always watching.